Laker fans, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Post game show after the freaking post game show. I think that's what I'm going to call it now. Post game show after the freaking post game show. Um, Another loss for the Los Angeles Lakers. Another frustrating loss for the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll get into all of it. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. 116-111 the final score. Lakers lose to the Sacramento Kings. I have to now wear a Lakers Kings, or I have to wear a Kings jersey tomorrow as part of the radio show. That's all great and dandy. Lakers were up 14. I thought I'd be fine. Apparently not. We got a lot to get into. So first off, let me say this: NBA standings right now, 20 and 25 got you 13th place in the West. And yes, Lakers, there's still a lot of teams kind of bunched together, but the Lakers are just going the other way. They're going definitely not going forward. They're only going backwards. So that's obviously, that's frustrating. I'm going to get into the loss, the late game execution, the losing your last or playing these last four games and really all them being close and tight and Lakers still finding ways to lose. We'll throw out a lot of things, and I'll read a lot of your guys' comments as well, so we'll get into all that. Let me start off tonight's show reading some of these comments because I sometimes I do it a little bit later, and I'd like to try to do it a little bit earlier. Let's see what we got here. I don't think Ham knows he's supposed to draw plays. He thinks he's just a motivational speaker. Okay, let's talk a little Darvin Ham here real quick. Why don't we start off with that? Which, by the way, I posted a video yesterday. I did my Lakers talk show, and I put it up on YouTube. And it was basically all predominantly on how Darvin Ham is doing so far. What do you think of his late game execution, so forth, so forth. That's 4 straight games Lakers have had close matchups. Dallas double overtime, Philly a 1-point game. Houston came down to, final couple of possessions. It's a 2-point game with a few minutes left to go in the game. And then today, obviously the back and forth between the Kings. So late game execution, I wish there was some better late game execution in certainly the Dallas game, the game against the Philadelphia 76ers as well. Tonight, it was part of me thought the guys looked like and they felt like they were tired. The other part of it was you got basically nothing from your guards. Nothing from your guards. Let me kind of show actually your starting lineup. Let me tell you the starting lineup here for the Lakers, okay? Braun drops his 32, 9, and 8. Struggled from 3, 2 of 9. I think sometimes when he takes those threes, I really do feel like he's tired and he's trying to see if he could just, try to get a 3, maybe get a breather, however you want to put it. But listen to these stats from the starters for the Lakers after Braun. Thomas Bryant had 8 points and 4 rebounds. Dennis Schroeder had 5 points and 2 assists. Patrick Beverley had 3 points and 2 assists. And Troy Brown Jr. had 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Patrick Beverley and Dennis Schroeder combined for 8 points, Laker fans. 8 points. How are you going to win games if your backcourt is doing that? Your starting backcourt is doing that. Now, I know the bench players were obviously much better, and they were more productive and everything else. But you're not going to win many games like that. I was doing the pregame show today. Before pregame, I go listen to Darvin Ham, and Ham was talking, and right as Ham was coming, we're kind of getting word that Sabonis isn't going to play for the Kings. And I don't know how you guys felt, Laker fans, but in my head, I'm like, geez, finally the Lakers catch a break. They actually have something go their way because we know how little has gone the Lakers' way over, really, it seems like the last 2 years or so. That's not to say other times there haven't been. Bradley Beal missed a game. Lakers took advantage, whatever the case is. I know injuries happen, all that stuff. But you thought it was a real opportunity for the Lakers. You're like, okay, Sabonis is out. Lakers are going to jump all over this, going to take advantage of it. They jump out in the first quarter. They're up 14 points, and you're feeling, you're kind of feeling a certain way. You're thinking to yourself, all right, Lakers are in a good spot here. Then before you know it, the Lakers outscored by 19 points in the second and the third quarter, and then fourth quarter we got a game and it's going back and forth. I'm not crazy about the late game execution. I don't know whether to be. I think Dallas and Philly was more clear to me in this game. It's a lot of ISO ball. It looks like a tired LeBron James trying to make decisions. It's an indecisive rust. It's a lot of dribbling the ball. So all of that is obviously not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. Let's see what you guys got to say here. Let me do this here. Open this up here real quick. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Read some of the comments here. Somebody wants to clean house already. Stop bashing Darvin. He can only do as much as the roster allows him. Okay, that's fair. I think that's you could make that argument. That's fine, but I think there were a couple of games where it was okay to question some of that. Like I said, it was more in that game against Philly and Dallas. All right, let's see what else we got here. Team's just crazy inconsistent. Let me say this because I want to clarify something on Darvin Ham. First off, he ain't going anywhere. Darvin Ham's going to be the coach of the Lakers for at least a couple years. Let's put it that way. And I like Darvin Ham. I actually think he's the right coach for the Lakers. What I would like to see from Darvin Ham is just better late game execution. Now, I can also tell you that the squad is fighting and they're playing tough against a lot of teams. This one I can't give as much of an excuse because Sabonis didn't play, where in the past it's like, well, that team's fully healthy. Lakers, by the way, beat the Kings without or with Sabonis. That was a week and a half ago or so. All right, let's see what else we got here. We miss Reeves and Lonnie. I agree. All right. Well, I'll just keep kind of going through some of these. So this is the big picture right now for the Lakers. I'm going to try my best to kind of give, I guess you could say, to wrap up the Lakers-Kings game. Did not like how the Lakers treated the final couple of minutes of play. I feel like everyone's just staring at Braun and saying, save us. I did like Max Christie again some minutes. I like that dude. The problem is he's a rookie, so he's going to make mistakes like that clear path foul that he's just trying to make the right call and does not kind of see. I mean, how does Kendrick Nunn hit a three and then now it's a 1 point game and then we get a clear path foul? Like the chances of that happening, I don't think I've ever seen before in the NBA. But to cap it off with the Sacramento Kings, that's the last time we're going to play the Kings this year. And tonight was very, very, very disappointing because Sabonis wasn't in the game. And we know how critical each one of these games are. And you go look at the rest of the schedule in January, there's a lot of tough games still left in January. So I thought the Lakers kind of blew an opportunity there. So we'll keep that one at that one. Standings wise, Lakers 20 and 25. They are clear cut by themselves in the number 13 spot. Everyone is congested, but it doesn't matter if you're not getting W's along the way. So the Lakers are, I think now, what have they lost? 3 of their last 4 games? Let me see here. Actually curious here. 3, they've lost 4 or 5. Yeah. So after that 5-game winning streak, they've lost 4 of their last 5 games. And obviously, a lot of these games, a couple of them you had opportunities to actually win it. Others that you really didn't have all that much of a shot. And I'm talking about that Denver game. And tonight they obviously had another opportunity. It's shameful because this team has savvy veterans who know how important it is late game execution in the fourth quarter. True. I won't really argue that one. I think the Lakers know what to do and they don't know how to do it. I saw this earlier today too. You got teams just kind of shuffling all over the place. You got even the Sacramento Kings after tonight's win They end up in the number 3 spot in the Western Conference. How about that? And oh, by the way, if you're looking for some help, go look at the schedule. Memphis, who's won 11 games in a row, they don't give a flying you know what about any team in the league. They're coming into town on Friday, and I mean that's a really tough game against Grizzlies. First time we've played the Grizzlies this year. They got the best record in the Western Conference. I mentioned they won 11 games, or I think they just barely escaped Cleveland today. So you know they're going to try to send a message. Somebody's saying here they love to trash talk. By the way, I got to be completely honest with you. I don't even really mind it. Like I think they're young. I think they're cocky. I think they're trying to make a run in the West. I think they're going to be around for a long time, and they'll come to crypto ready to go in that game. So after that, you're at Portland. So you got some games here, and then the Lakers will have a couple more home games, Clippers and the Spurs, and then you got really kind of this stretch where the Lakers are going to end up going on a 5 game road trip, and it's going to be some really tough games. How about this 5 game road trip coming up? And I don't know when Anthony Davis is coming back. I don't know when Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves, who I think are going to get reevaluated again on Friday. That'll be the 2 week mark. But they got a road trip coming up end of January. At Boston, at Brooklyn, at New York, at Indiana, at New Orleans. Those are 5 tough games. And I don't know who's healthy, who's not, all that stuff. But KD probably won't be there. I think Zion probably won't be there. I don't know what BI's issue is. But Tyrese out missing some time too. I think Tyrese is gonna miss a little bit of time. So but the Lakers, I go back to this. You can look at the standings and you can look at the opponents. It's what's making this last week frustrating is they've been in games, they've had opportunities, and they just couldn't find a way to win it. And good teams find ways to win, bad teams find ways to lose. And I'm not undercutting who the Lakers are missing because I know they're missing a ton of people, but the rest of the West doesn't care who you're missing. They are trying to um, they're trying to take advantage of you, and when they smell blood in the water, they take advantage of it. Okay, let me. One other thing that I want to kind of get into on the Laker front. Bron is. We're kind of in a tough situation with LeBron James because I would tell you what's the worst scenario that could. What's the worst scenario that you could think of, Bron, early in the season? It's LeBron playing so many freaking minutes. I mean, the guy already is in his 20th season. He's already played 300 plus playoff games. Um, and he's putting up crazy numbers, the whole thing. However, it is you're at such a the last thing you wanted to see this year was Braun having to do what he's doing, like he's doing right now, depended on every single night to deliver. Anthony Davis obviously not being in the lineup, and I don't know what that means. Maybe AD comes back and now he's fresh because he'll have missed probably by the time he comes back 25 games, somewhere around 25 games, and maybe that could play to the Lakers' advantage. But right now, to see Braun having to try to carry the Lakers, trying to literally do everything he can to keep the Lakers in games, that's a tough pill to swallow. It's a tough pill to swallow because you're using so much of Braun now when your hope was you kind of paced Braun for the postseason. Instead, they're in 13th place. They're not in the playoffs. They're not in the play-in tournament. Braun is playing crazy amount of minutes. And even though Braun's putting up a lot of numbers, that's not ideal to have to use LeBron this much at this stage of the season. And you still got, X amount of more games to go. And you still got this much ground to make up in the Western Conference. So that part of it is not ideal. I got somebody here telling me Braun don't mind. I know Braun doesn't mind, but I guarantee you, big picture, that's not what the Lakers had in mind. That's not what they were hoping for, and I guarantee you that's not what Braun was hoping for as well. Laker fans, I had Long day today. We're wrapping it up here. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. I just want to get one of these in. Please subscribe to the channel. So if you're right now, you're tuned in, and you're always a part of the show, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll continue to do post game after the post game. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Lakers lose to the freaking Kings again, 116 to 111. Kings win 3 games from the Lakers this year, and they got Memphis coming up on Friday. Have a good night, Lake fans. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in.